Hi everyone, my name is Zoe Butler and I am from Clinton, Virginia. And two words that I would describe my experience as a teaching fellow would be fun and a learning experience. I became a teaching fellow because I really valued learning and wanted to be immersed in a role that allowed me to continuously learn but also help people learn.
My name is Diane, and I live in Fairfax, Virginia, in the United States. And I speak two languages, which is Korean and English. And two words I would use to describe my experience as a teaching fellow would be flexible and rewarding. Rewarding because you can see the real impact you have on your students.
Hello, my name is Samuel Peter Dioke and I live in Abuja, the capital city of Nigeria. I speak English, Igbo, and I understand a bit of Hausa language. If I had to choose two words to describe my experience as a teaching fellow, that would be rewarding and transformative. I became a teaching fellow because I believe that education has the power to change lives. I wanted to contribute to that change, not just by teaching, but by making learning more accessible and meaningful to students.
Hi, my name is Carissa Stella Bangamanan. I'm from Jakarta, Indonesia, but I'm currently in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I speak three languages: English, Indonesian, and Mandarin. Two words I would use to describe my experience as a teaching fellow are joyful and meaningful.
My name is Millicent Ukachi, but you can call me Millie. I live in Lagos, Nigeria, and I speak English and Yoruba languages fluently, plus a bit of French. Two words I would use to describe my teaching fellow experience are impactful and joyful. I became a teaching fellow because I wanted more children to feel confident reading, speaking, and writing, especially those who do not always get the support they need. The training and practice with students, it's helpful because it gives me clear steps to teach and real routines that help students grow week by week.
I'm Audrey. I'm a teaching fellow based in Paris. I speak English, French, Norwegian, and Swedish. Two words to describe my journey as a teaching fellow, I would say, are educational and inspirational. I say educational because I think even though we're there to teach, we actually end up learning so much from our students, and it's been a really great learning opportunity. And I say inspirational because I think our students they work so hard, and it's really great to see them grow and how they progress as we work together. I became a teaching fellow because reading has brought me so much joy, writing has brought me so much joy, and I really wanted to be able to share that with others. The training and practice with students is super helpful. I think, especially our professional learning communities, we get so many good tips and all sorts of advice on how to improve our teaching, and I think everyone sort of has different perspectives and different educational background, different experience working in education, and I think it really means that there's always someone there to answer your question. There's no silly questions, and there's always someone there with support. So I think it's really helpful, and it really helps us meet students where they're at.
Hi, my name is Samson Onojaife, and I live in Nigeria, Africa's most populous country. I speak English and a little bit of French. If I had to use two words to describe my experience as a teaching fellow, that would be rewarding and inspiring. I became a teaching fellow because I believe that reading is a foundation for all other learning. Growing up, books opened my mind and gave me confidence. I know what it feels like to struggle at first and then discovered that joy of finally understanding and connecting with a story. I wanted to pass that experience on to children, to help them not only read better, but also to love reading.
Hello, my name is Kylene Zarenda. I live in Fairfax, Virginia. 2 words to describe my experience as a teaching fellow would be impactful and support. I love reading and I love working with kids, so this was something that I felt would just be a good fit, but it ended up being a lot more impactful than I even predicted that it would be. Training and practicing with the students is very helpful because it's helped me better understand language as you're going back to the basics. It's also really good practice with patience, getting to see like where kids are at different stages, like which grades they are, where they are with reading. It's also been great practice with taking on new perspectives and trying different strategies. It's a really good brain exercise to see what works with your students and kind of problem solve that way. The most memorable part of being a teaching fellow so far has been this past summer, actually witnessing several of my students, their growth, but one in particular, getting to see not just the numbers on their assessments improve, but truly being in a session with them and noticing that they're gaining new skills and becoming more comfortable and reading more fluently. That was something that really just felt very fulfilling to me, and I didn't expect that, and I didn't expect to feel as proud as I did, and it was just touching to be able to build those relationships and really see your positive impact.